Wait, didn't say Brock versus Equal.
这个 Hero Ban 方面的话 ，Super Levi 选的图他们是先手办，先手办的查理啊。是。
Alright, uploading now. Alright, Anaban coming in from Super Levi. Obviously, it's worth noting we are on the new patch during all of this. So last game we just saw basically just a ball mirror, Zenbrig versus Anabrig all the time. So the patch only came out, what are we, probably like less than 48 hours ago. So everything is going to be very fresh. Very, very fresh. So expect a lot of different looks here. Teams in these situations, limited time to practice, limited time to prepare stuff. People are just going to lean into their strengths, right? So take it as it comes. Might see a bit of variety. Got the Ramatra coming out here. I think Ramatra probably seems like, I think that's what most people probably would have expected to be the go-to replacement hero for Mauga after the nerfs. And we talked about it a bit on Coachable. We talked about it a bit on Uncoachable as well. But actually, if you watch, say, the Nightmare series from playoffs, Ram kind of just was fine into the Mauga for the most part for Nightmare's playoff run. So I think there's a real argument that actually Ram wasn't that bad previously, and now Mauga's been nerfed, Ram might just sort of come out on top. We are going to see Jaya coming out with a Hazard here instead. Jimmy taking this early left-hand side angle, but Little Sheep are going to respond to that big time, and actually Alfari is going to catch one immediately. It's a single support for a single support trade, 4v4 situation. Now getting all over this Ramatra, no form here for Chaos, trying to play around that shield timing, but he is completely split from his backline here. That'll be an easy second kill for Little Sheep. Oh, explosive Preds. And a nice easy first fight for Little Sheep there. Just a bit of a split in formation in these type of compositions if you're the Ramatra team. You don't normally want to end up too split. It's just more kills here for Little Sheep that they can just go and get at will. And all of a sudden, Super Levi, they seem a bit rattled, a bit all over the place. Little Sheep able to just go and take these opportunities as and when they want. Get themselves a nice little ult advantage as a result of this as well. Getting very close to that blade. Pretty close to this downpour and rally as well. And Super Levi far away from everything still. So they're not going to have any ults for this. Might have to be a disengaged situation if that blade comes out soon. They're going to slow round the choke. Doesn't find anything with that slow slide. In from Jeremy. Getting aggressive, but he's going to get punished by Alfari. Easy one for him. He's going to dash out as well. 4v4. Pulls the blade down to 40 HP. Gets top back up. Goes for more. Nothing to slice, but a ram. But has the damage to finish the kill. Now eyes on the Juno. Not an easy kill to secure, but eventually the Juno, what goes up must come down. And Alfari will convert that early blade into a fight victory. Did lose one, so I don't know if Little Sheep can hold as aggressively as they wanted to. But Jaya is just walking around killing stuff. Not a tank player, they said. No problem. Hazard. Just a big old DPS hero anyway. A little bit of a slash attempt into spawn, doesn't find anything. We're getting up to a pretty big trade of ultimates. One thing that is really true is, because Kim died in the first fight, really slow on this raid charge, so ult advantage has swung the way of Levi here. Can use the raid to start this one if they want. Initial form timing in. Defensive wall comes up to try and disengage that. Now the annihilation to keep going. Downpour comes out. Will lock up Chaos, but can they find the kill? Brendan Fraser himself on the flank here, trying to open up with the overclock. Damage into Ramatra, but now the Ray comes forward. The Ray shuts down Whale. Now coming in, trying to take people out of this raid, but the Ray's self-healing is so much. And Jeremy's going to get all that damage boost from it as well. And looking good for a retake, just a Genji to deal with here, but that won't be a problem in the end. And it takes them a while, but they're back in it, back in it, Super Levi. Now they're holding early. You can see Genji on the far left-hand side, going to get that Sojin kill, bit of help there from his Genji on the far side. Jeremy looking for anything more, just overclock, but can't find it. Quick fight there for Super Levi. Little Sheep won't mind too much about that. They've got the raid to push back with. Kitsune Rush and Blade need to be aggressive with this if you want to take this fight. Tampa's going to die if the Kitsune Rush comes out, but Jimmy going Using the speed boost from this Kitsune Rush, but only finds 1 kill. Not a great trade, and they've sort of flipped the map here, so now Little Sheep, they're going to start pressuring the objective. Jimmy needs to make a move if they want to touch, but they're going to give the flip. They're going to play retake from the enemy team's side of the map. The Hazard's going to dive into their backline as they dash in for the touch. Chaos can take over the touch for a while now. Pressure onto Alphari. He nearly has Blade. This kill would be crucial, but Jimmy, he's just lost him. He's lost for Genji at a crucial time. Now Alphari, he's alive. He's getting top back up. He has his Blade ready to pull. They're still battling away on point. Damage onto Chaos from both sides. Ramatra's low though, but not low enough. Giant will fall first. Alphari gets a kill, pulls the Blade. Slash just onto the Ram, but he's got enough to kill it. Onto the Kiriko now as well. 2 kills with the Blade. Another good Blade from Alphari. And that's going to clean up this first round for Little Sheep.
虽然说这边的 Super Levi 他们是后面是有把节奏抢回，但是时间太长了，前点基本上是没有任何的这个防守反击的一个机会。
就主动权一直在 Little Sheep 这边啊。
对，
这边里外
Alfie at home.
他们从一开始就想着
He's Brendan Fraser for Whale. Go watch for Whale. Mentally prepare yourself if you're going to go watch for Whale, because it's a film that will make you feel great discomfort. So far, this Brendan Fraser, though, hasn't made us feel great discomfort. Pretty couple of decent overclocks in there. Going to be more Hazard versus Ramatra here as well, as we go over onto beach. Jeremy going to TP out of spawn. Is he keeping the sim? No, he is going Sojourn here. Going to meet on opposite sides of this bridge right now. We've seen Super Levi try and play wider in a lot of these situations with their Kiri Genji group. You see Jimmy playing just with his team for now. It's actually Alphari who takes the wider flank first. Behind these hazards here, so Jimmy can't go through and punish that, but Wall's going to make a bit of space here. Cooldowns have been traded. Whale is to Fraser himself. Has that off angle. Tomato's going to cross in front of him. Goes super low. Will get forced back. Jimmy gets isolated during all of this, and Whale can pick up the kill. Now player advantage and all easy. Now they're going to flood forward. Want to get this late kill onto the Juno as well if they can. Going to force the Suzu out, TP as well, coming, doesn't have the TP, will just die. That's both supports dying a little bit late. Jimmy makes his way onto the Farah here. So he wants to play a slower, pokier style here, Super Levi. Now instead, when Little Sheep, they're trying to make these aggressive moves that they've been making frequently so far, all of a sudden they're going to have a Farah damage from above to contend with. They're going to have these rails coming in from Jeremy as well. They're trying to retake coast here. Because they want to play slower, open space is good for Super Levi. Force Little Sheep to fight you in a big open area where your Farah and Sojourn can get a lot of value. They're going to try and flank behind here, but Jimmy is marking it. He needs help though, he needs for pocket. He's dropped down, but he doesn't get the Mega actually. He's 1 HP. Hits it direct onto the Kiri. Can't find the finishing blow. 1 HP in a dream. He's on the run. He's actually bought a lot of time and space here, and Chaos has found a kill in main during all of this. So they've got the Genji Kiri behind to worry about, but they can still start going forward. But Brendan Fraser on the high ground, 36 HP, slides out, gets caught. And actually, Jimmy bought so much time, played his life for so long, they were able to win and flip a point here. Honestly, a really impactful slow death from Jimmy. Sometimes all you need to do is fail slowly. Slow comes out over the wall, doesn't find all that much, just a bit of farm damage. We're getting up to the ult trade now. Quicker Ray for Kim could be the difference maker here. Pressure onto Chaos early on. Downfall will come out. They give that one a bit of a sidestep here. And now Chaos with the slow can start forcing Alphari back. Kitsune Rush was invested there from Tampa. Doesn't find any kills, but now there's Annihilation to go a little bit deeper. Trying to catch them all over the wall. He's got them all pinned in here, but no finishing blows. He's got walled off as well. Suzu committed in here. Chaos only gets a 1-for-1 trade, so the Kitsune Rush comes out in response. They had to use both support ults there, but Little Sheep, they overwhelmed that Annihilation. Looking to chase some of these kills on the right-hand side, but don't find any, but it's, the Ram kill is more than enough to get themselves back in control of point. But now Ray advantage for Tomato coming back, and got those 2 DPS ults to throw into that one as well. Little Sheep here, not a lot of great options there. Might just be aggression. If they just put both DPS ults, they have a chance to clutch if they can find the right headshot. But Jeremy opening pick, going to make this push all the easier for Super Levi. they're walking in, eyes on this blade. Whale has used it, finds for Dink, now the barrage comes out too for Whale. But Ray has allowed him to push forward. But shield in front of Whale slows him down, but the damage is done. They're still trying to walk forward, the tank advantage is going to be impactful. Alright, back and forth here, Super Levi clinging on. They have the overclock for this next fight. It's going to be an overclock versus a blade here. So, pressure on Jeremy to see if he can hit the shots. Early slow gets a lot of value. Chaos is walled off. Needs to get out of here. Chaos doesn't get out of here. Oh, disaster hold for Super Levi. Chaos doesn't respect the wall, gets punished by it. Jimmy is lurking behind and Jeremy's found a kill back. So Super Levi, they want to try and turn this into a bit of a dogfight. They conceded the cap. Jeremy's popped the overclock, has it in his face. Swinging, looking for a squishy target, but just can't find anything. They've all run away. They conceded a lot of space. They've caught Jimmy during all of this as well. Overclock gets no value, pushing for Sojin, forces for Suzu. Gets a pocket from his own Suzu as well, but Alfari, that Kiri's CP'd away. Oh, he's right there. Whale will finish the kill, slicing at nothing, but now finds for Juno. DPS ult will convert at the end. Thank you, Trash Fuji, as well for the 3-month tier 1. And that'll be Little Sheep closing this one out. Touch doesn't even go through in the end from Super Levi, so Little Sheep will claim the first round. Oh, yeah, thank you, Fuji. Welcome back.
什么时候脱节了可以杀，什么时候拉玛刹位置没有问题绕过去杀后排，这个节奏控制得很好。
对，那相反的，对于
Thank you, Stormbreaker as well.
在有大招期间，对于拉玛的一个应用比较不错之外，在没有大招的一个空中期的时候，他们整体前压的一个节奏也好，或者是说利用拉玛刹加上朱诺这个提速。 想去接触对面人的这个
What are we talking about? The Mummy? More Brendan Fraser talk? Honestly, I think the Whale is his best work. The Mummy is a classic,
拉玛刹小美和朱诺，
对，
它叫做一个双加速双减速的版本。
对，
双加速指的是拉玛刹自己的 shift 和朱诺的加速。
对，
超能环御。对，然后双减速指的是小美的左键减速和拉玛刹的 E 的减速。那现在少掉了小美，其实你还是有双加速加一个单减速的。对，这是其实是一套爆发，所以朱诺给环那一套一定要打上去。
对，所以对于一个拉玛刹阵容来讲，如果我这一波配合加速进场之后，减速没有减速到我想要的人。
Yeah, I mean, I thought the beats was relatively competitive back and forth. The nature of these cough points, if you ever give away free retakes like that one where we saw Chaos just get walled off, died before the fight even really starts, and you end up only getting maybe 20% out of your turn in charge.
撤回来，然后要一直有这个节奏。
Oh, it's going to be an uphill battle from that point.
感受我的痛苦，
不是一直 A 一直 A 一直 A 这样。
对，对于在职业队伍来讲的话，一定要把这种收益最大化。而且对面的阵容很简单，他就是要提速去骑你的脆皮的。当你没有技能的时候，这是他们最好的时机，而且他们速度比你们快。对
，Little Sheep 这边其实抓的就是那个你教完了朱诺的超能环御，然后打
Alfari
杀死人的
Why does Hunter hate Alfari? Does anyone know?
Little Sheep 一波往上压，就直接把后排打穿了。
对，好的，那么我们这边来看一下刚上场比赛。 现在回放不要走开，我们马上回来。
We got a time on top right. All right, 4 minutes. Has anyone else been surprised by Wei's performance in this stage? What you've got to wait for, let me lock in this prediction. Once again, they're going to play. That's a couple of times over this weekend. They're going to win their group. They're probably going to look quite good doing it. And then there'll be some kind of Reddit thread. That will be... I think once again still have it, you know? I think these once again guys, they might be good for it still.
结果你们在光天化日之下摧毁了一艘30万吨的归零者母舰，动静大的我从太空都看得到。
好吧，其实我们的确遇到了。
Levi is pronounced like Levi. Oh, like the jeans. Oh, okay.
目标非常好追踪，那艘飞船在哥德堡受损严重，连基地都飞不回去，我们更省事了。
How do I think VP and Nightmare will do? I think Nightmare will do better than VP. I think it will be like 100% they beat the shit teams. Hoping they win a dogfight, win a close series against the sort of Wei and T1. Wei and T1 kind of boys.
叶皇都是死的。
那就关机了，而且我才没慌呢。
对了，
What animation is this? This is the one where Malga fights the seagulls.
废话，当然是拿数据。都说了，按计划来。找到你了，小宝贝儿，把你的秘密都告诉姐姐。访问权限、数据、导能器系统。
哎，我能不能提几个点子？你只管守好外面。行，随便了。
他到底在干什么？
在瞎胡闹，还得多久？
就快了。
For the sake of Valan, one of VP or Nightmare have to win Super Cup. if they can't beat Wei or T1, it's looking real. It's looking like it's going to be a short weekend in Hangzhou for them. No way they're going to lose to New Era. No way. When it's Soup, I can't remember. Is it like the week before? The week before Hangzhou, that is. I'm pressing Soup. Yeah, 5th to 13th of April. I think it's over 2 weekends, I believe. Yeah, I'll be covering Soup. Yes. Yeah, maybe Unta knows. Because... Did you get the message about covering Soup? I did not know. Who did you talk to? 9K?
相关大家好，欢迎回来，我是
我是老陈。
哎，我们刚刚看完了第一章萨摩亚，其实整体来讲的话，我觉得还是自己的体系没有打出来效果。我们前面我跟老陈已经分析的特别多了。那么下一张地图其实就比较关键了。
对这个体系方面，大家可以看。
They asked me to co-stream and spun it as a huge opportunity for me to watch their tournament completely for free. I mean, it's happened before, no? Do you remember that time we got that huge opportunity to co-stream from Stockholm? Because the streamer they actually wanted cancelled last minute and we happened to be there and we do it for free. We're actually, we're just so many incredible oppositions are coming our way. Oh, really? They're gonna tweet about us? Oh, wait, that's reminded me of something. Hold on, RTMU Max.
第一张图其实伤害治疗量差的倒没有那么大，但是从下面这个阵亡次数和 KD 啊就可以看出来双方的这个消灭数了。对，消灭团战胜率方面明显是leadership要高很多。
所以说同样的一个这个输出，包括进攻效率，就能一眼看出来，就是明显可以感觉到就是小杨。
That's how Stockholm happened. Yeah. Do you know? Do you know who we were the replacement for?
我觉得第二张图就是我们刚才说的
Tayo, yeah. Tayo cancelled. And then they went, what's the most Tayo adjacent people we can get? And they thought, Tayo, CX and Hunter. Yeah, no one will even notice. They've got the same audience. Tayo's definitely not way bigger than both of us. What? You're in Stockholm anyway. You're willing to do it for free. This is a great opportunity for you.
可以拿个像裂空配合上回声这种，配合上法拉这种也是一样可以打的。只要保证我正面，反正我正面拉玛莎跟你对位，我就吃亏，对吧？你在1对1你也打不过我。但关键是在于
People have been saying you're the Tayo of Australia. Does this make me the Tayo of the UK as well then? So they had to get 2 smaller Taios to try and make 1 big Taio. I guess, yeah, it's kind of basic Taio math now I think about it.
还比较少有就是说大家围绕着他这个体系来强化的这样一个情况，所以我觉着可能去主动变阵的还会是 Super Levi 这边。迪托师傅这边的话，我反正第一张图都赢了，我就小调整一下。
Yeah, it was kind of weird because we replaced Taio, but for some reason we didn't get the same number of viewers as him. So I don't quite know what went wrong there.
对啊，在扎利亚肯定要对让 T 位做安排。扎利亚在扎利亚确实是，而且国潮对前段时间的毛家比较多的，可能更多。
Is Shai still playing Overwatch? Yeah, he is on once again.
带死神啊，后面带安娜这种东西都是一样。当这个阵容里面出现像回声、像法拉、像
yeah, cheers, Taimon. Yeah, Time Monster.
这张图换人了啊，上了
Cheers.
对的。那么 Super Levi 这边其实他们的我记得那个 Temper.
Is that a 22-minute timer? Nah, it's just starting. We did have a bit of a long break on that one though. First series we didn't seem to have these long breaks between maps. That was a little bit longer. Alright. Super Levi ramping up the pressure by subbing in pressure. Some say he's a master of wordplay. All your viewers are in the crowd behind me. Yeah, but don't they have phones, Fuji? Would they not watch me on their phones? Come on, guys. Give me one extra viewer can't hurt, right? One extra viewer?
我是很好奇，就是我对假牙了解的不多啊。他会平时打很多破坏球吗？因为如果打害灾的话
The X in your name is Roman numerals for 10, and Taio is basically 10 in his name, so I think it's clear. Okay. What's the emoji? The rising fire?
确实，来看一下这张暴雪世界。先攻的应该是这边。
Why did China ban Zarya every map? It's a good question. I think if you cast your mind all the way back to the start of the year, we had Pro Chaser. And in Pro Chaser, everyone loved to play Zarya. Not the Korean teams. The Korean teams just played Malga and won. But the Chinese teams loved to play Zarya. So I think Zarya, very popular hero in amongst these teams. So clearly they probably all, you know, scrim bubble experience against each other. They all probably have a bit of an internal power ranking of who the best Zarya teams are. And therefore either want to, if you're on the wrong side of that one, want to avoid it for the matchup. Going to be Little Sheep starting on the defense here. Hazard, Genji, Cass. Zenban on the other side here from Super Levi. Pressure in on the Diva here. Maybe Pressure is the Zarya player then, and he's going to force onto Diva. It's a bit of a weird map to play Zarya. We'll take it as it is. Diva into Hazard, a pretty reasonable matchup from both sides. It's essentially similar styles of comp, slight different heroes, but we're in a I guess a play style mirror. Jimmy's going to get forced out on the flank pretty early. Tampa's going to come help with that one, but the pressure's coming on Whale from the other side. Alfari's going to convert that kill, bit of help from Brendan on the flank. They win that side battle, and they're actually going to get a sleep on the Hazard here. Chance for a counter punish onto Jaya. Full block up actually gets the kill. The Hazard block too powerful. Even after the sleep can't be punished, and they're going to get, well, not much of a stagger at all onto the baby Diva. Was a chance for a much more brutal stagger there, but mercy shown by the Sheep. Now they're getting up very close to this high noon. Jeremy's going to make the swap onto Ash instead. Nade comes through from Kasari, doesn't find anything. Attempted to take space again. It was done mostly through the side fight before. Bit of pressure onto the Whale, forcing him to walk back. We're going to turn our attention now to the side fight again, want to force this Kiriko out, or Genji out rather. We'll force the dash back, taking space slowly but surely. They have Nano, but the wall just catches him. Jimmy wasn't ready for that one. Gets stuck on the wall, knocked up into the high ground, and Brendan Fraser going to walk forward, take everything. Insatiable greed from Brendan Fraser here. But he'll get all the kills, and Little Sheep will be good for 2 minutes off the hold here. Looking for the late kill onto Diana. Changing their mind about that late kill. There we go. Stagger them out as much as they can. They can do that.
但是这一波阿尔法是
Late trade, actually. Jeremy gets themselves a bit of a pick out of nothing. And that's going to help massively. Super Levi have been struggling a lot with this attack. Now we're going to start taking the high ground. They're getting closer to this Nano Blade combo, but Little Sheep do have an entire bank of 5 ultimates to throw into this one here. Keeping the cast pocketed on the corner, swinging through. Kitsune Rush comes there, full Matrix from pressure. The high noon swing as well. Bit of a weird one here. They can kind of disengage 2 for the price of 1. Matrix is going out, tries to catch the tail end of that high noon. Nothing for 2 ults here. Now the Nano comes back in. Onto Jimmy. Blade is available. Counter Nano onto Jaya. Tries to catch up this Genji. Will force the D-Mech as well. The sleep over bomb's going to hit the execute. Tomato sets up that kill for pressure. And now the Blade should be the finishing blow on this push. But what is Jimmy trying to Blade? He's found the Kiri. He's found the Genji. He's not killed either of them. Alfari, though, he doesn't miss. He's got in. He's got 2. He's trying to get out as well. Jimmy is floundering at this one, but he does eventually get the kill. But I think he's done enough. Whale is back in the fight. And Brendan cleans it up. 40 seconds left on the clock. That was the opening for Super Levi. That was their 4 ults. Oh, it's a disaster push, and we are now making compositional changes. Tracer out, Brick out, the touch is going to be stranger in all of this. They do have the bomb. If they can take a fight on point, they can get that bomb on point. That's their best opportunity here. They need to be careful not to lose anyone on the walk-up. You can see already Alfari is playing this left-hand side from a defense perspective. Pressure is going to go, apply some pressure, if you excuse the word trap, to that area. Jeremy trying to get an angle for this Bob onto point. Angle for it now. Dynamite onto the Genji. Alfari is going to be taken care of. Pressure has been slept. And oh my god, the nade's huge from Kasari. Now the high noon from the Whale as well. Will force the D-Mech, dealing with the Tracer as well. Oh, they don't even touch during all of it. Pressure was D-Mech's off point. It's going to be a full hold.
Will 在这个预选赛的时候，跟众多长枪位的选手都对过位啊，完全就是没有一个打得过下风的。
Some classic Time Monster disinformation spread before the series. Upon further investigation, it seemed like Time Monster was actually just attempting something more match fixing.
这张地图进攻方的长枪只有2个空间可以打，第一个右边的高台，第二左边250血包那个高台。但这2个位置其实都已经比较靠近点了。对面稍微规避一下，像卡西迪，我不跟你打正面，我就打拐角，你拿我没办法。
然后刚才还有一个特别重要的点。
What seed a Little Sheep? I think they finished decently high. I want to say like 4th or something.
立刻第一时间说那波团是最有机会的一波团。
对，
因为你在进攻方很少能抓到防守方先掉一个人，你有5打4这样进场的机会。
但是他们这个辅助线其实
5th seed, yeah. So actually, technically below Super Levi, but the way the qualification bracket works is not every team played every team. So there's going to be a bits of a seeding here that just aren't right. Now, we'll get corrected in this group stage. Is Malga dead? We've seen no signs of life early on. But honestly, based on the heaviness of the patch, I'd very much expect to see little to no Malga. But you never know. But at least so far today, first game and a half, no signs. Now over onto the attack here, Little Sheep. Only need a single tick to give themselves a 2-map lead of the series. First nade is going to be avoided by the Whale. He just little bit of space here, and they've been forced back to point as already, Super Levi. Jeremy's been forced to D-peek now. Pressure on, and Little Sheep, they have control of the map. Jaya's going to make his way in, just gets that kill, no problem, and they're just bullying him back, they're just walking over him. Jaya seems entitled to just walk around the map, find any kills. Pressure's going to dive onto point. Going to get D-mexed. And alright, it's over. Blizzard World go the way of Little Sheep. 2-map lead in the series. And all looked very easy, didn't it?
而且我提一嘴，我们赛前的预测，首先5位都是猜的 Super Levi 赢，其次比分没有一个猜3比0的。对。 本来确实这是一场比较激烈的比赛啊。
Curious how many views this gets in China. I think when we were having some misadventures on Bilibili and stuff, it was saying there was 800,000 odd, which is a large number. So every time we talk about Chinese viewership in any game, any esport, I think it's always fair. You have to raise your eyebrow a little bit to the number. 在整体阵容偏慢的情况下，其实
很多时候不是说你去换一个坦克就能解决问题的。
So take it, you know, take it with that grain of salt.
就算换了Diva，节奏也是偏慢的。
是。
那我不知道第3张图他们会不会考虑，我干脆就打慢节奏。我们说慢节奏的坦克，你比如说像奥利莎，只有奥利莎点出主要威能以后，我直接点个放盾给你点算了，类似这种思路。因为
If anyone here is a real person watching from China right now, drop a little robot in chat.
对，而且顺便限制一下 Will， 西格玛推盾这个还是能限制长枪的。
That's like over half the population of the country. That's not true. Isn't it a billion people in China? Someone needs to, unfortunately. There's someone's back to school. Somebody get this man a calculator. Here we go. Here are all our real. Here's all our real Chinese viewers. Yeah, I think the problem with the Chinese viewership numbers is not that they're impossible numbers. It's just China has a history of inflating the numbers here. Maths is fake news. Found the bot. Fuck. Biggest matches of the week probably would be Team CC versus Blade, Super Levi versus Team XX, Rock versus CC, and Rock versus Blade. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't see a huge amount of overlap. Like, Little Sheep were probably the team outside of the big three that got closest, right? They took a map off Rock, if I remember. There's 30k viewers on Bilibili. What site was I on then? Was it the Do You? Like D-O-U... Yeah, D-O-U-Y-U, I think it was. That was Super Levi, was it? Oh, okay. Super Levi took a map off Rock. Oh, really? Doesn't look like it, does it, after the way this one's gone? Do Yin? Yeah, maybe that was what I was thinking of. Maths is more of an art than a science. Enks, I don't think you're in a position to be any sort of authority figure on a maths or math situation. Real thin ice here, buddy. Real thin ice. Morning, Vish. Little Sheep is crazy. I mean, considering for a team who had their tank player poached, you wouldn't know, would you? Wait, no, I was wrong. It was Little Sheep. Fuck. A classic Time Monster disinformation campaign. Will he do nothing to stop manipulating the market? Yeah, we can do Preds. Where am I going? Choose outcome. Little Sheep. Keep the sheep little. Who came up with this tank player poached? Zis was saying it. This is normally unlike Time Monsters, this is normally a reliable source of information. This is the sort of guy who can provide you with feet pics from the Rock facility. So you know he's got a good inside source there. Is Jay a Korean? Let's have a look on Wikipedia. Yeah, outside of the top few teams, all of these players are relatively, you know. No, right. Is JY the player in question? Filling in here. And then Tampa and Pressure are the Koreans. I'm literally looking at the wrong team. No, Jaya is Chinese. Please send the feet pics. You've missed the feet pic section of the stream. Morning, Floro. Pretty one-sided so far. This one is maybe one-sided in a less expected way, because I think Super Levi were expected to maybe even be slight favourites here, but I think Little Sheep have... I test when we watched last week, Little Sheep probably looks one of the best of the rest type things. Alright, back in at the studio. SL versus LS. Did we at least end up looking at Diva body pillows? We had a body pillow in London. Which hero was it? I think it was, yeah, it was Kiriko. A Kiriko body pillow. I think it was... I'm going to try and remember the lore correctly here. I think Rack bought it for Landon. And then it lived on our couch. Watched all the games with us. I don't know whatever happened to it. I presume Landon took it with him. Turned up at his parents' house. Kiriko body pillow in arm. Mum, Dad, I brought home a girl.
那么这4个队，你说小组第2的话，就能碰到另一个小组第3。那这个和你拿小组第3碰到，因为另外一个小组有 ROC 和 CC 这2个队。
Six, I'm so tired. Man, should I lurk and leave the stream open? Yeah, go to bed, mate. I don't honestly. I probably shouldn't say this as the person who's broadcasting, but I don't think you're gonna miss much. Why Jimmy on flex DPS and not hit scan? Don't know really. It's just a roll swap.
对，防守端的几次阵亡，其实说实话都是机会，有几次机会其实是给到 Super 里边，他们自己没有抓好那个机会。
而且这个输出量差实在太多了，
差了将近1倍啊。
对，一共。
Off-brand milk, is that your second foot comment in a row? I feel like you're starting to. I'm starting to pick up what you're putting down, if you know what I mean.
长途，然后让这边的 Patcher 上来打一个西格玛，抑制一下，或者
Good night, Anks.
并不是特别的舒服。
其实我觉得他这个暴雪世界都已经算是这个思路了，
对，
选个长点的图，不要这种短兵相接的。
但是关键是短兵相接，我这边给你看，我们也看了 Well 他这个。
Yeah, it does raise the question of why sign Jeremy and Jimmy if they're both better. Well, they both would rather be playing hit scan.
这一张是这个混合加闪点这个地图类型。那么剩下的推车图和推大白里面的话，推车图好一点吧？对。
相对来说吧，我觉得像老陈
I tell one fucking fleshlight story and then all of a sudden I'm just my chat is filled with feet people. I believe that's what they prefer to be called.
那这样子如果说，那比如说你像老陈说的这样子，又有长途又有高的，那就是斗兽场。多拉多斗兽场，都是可以选。
对，那这样的话，你像 Pressure 的 Diva， 或者说重新换回 Chaos 去打一个温斯顿，可能也是一个选项。因为 Leadership 这边假牙，他毕竟是一个这样自由人打到坦克。刚才我们2张图就看到一个海灾，还不太。
Why don't they play double hit scan then? They'll just die, unfortunately.
不是两边队伍上人在 T 位上面都是选择搬掉扎利亚，我确实是没有想到啊。而且
看得很慌张。
Do feet make me stronger? Well, you'd be worse off without your feet. Don't give up on your feet. Keep them.
包括刚才那个搬柴亚塔，其实我也没有 get 到。到目前为止
Will we be seeing here? Let's see what I mean. It's like they spawn in. They're like herd animals.
可能就是作为第1周的第1天的对于各个队伍的信息，可能
Prefer a gimp person? I got that feeling from you, Hunter's Gimp.
可能他们也不太清楚。
Feet are overrated. Remove them. No.
哈瓦那考不考虑保一手
Should I keep others? Guys, stop asking for foot advice.
我如果是 Little Sheep 啊，你不保西格玛，如果你上的又是 Pressure， 那这个西格玛必得。
I swear to God, this is an Overwatch stream. I swear to God. God might not believe me.
哎，给各位小伙伴说一下什么叫保英雄啊？我们这个 Hero Band 的规则呢是，哎，
差不多的意思吧，保了一手。
就是。 我们看到
Alright, a ball and a widow ban.
外选的图，那就是 Super 里外先来办，然后先办的话，你在坦克
ball and a widow ban. I guess seems reasonable enough. Widow on Havana. Bull takes a lot of the tanks, like Hazard, even Diva to a degree can be a lot harder on this map. So taking a Bull away seems reasonable enough. God is not in this chat. What was I was watching the other day? I was watching something, and this bold character in the show was saying, God shaves my head, but he leaves the side as some kind of cruel joke. For some reason, that stuck to me. He can't time out God. It feels blasphemous. He doesn't have an account. He's everywhere. I didn't run predictions. That seems to be true. Map free winner. All right, we're going to drop 30 seconds on the clock. So if you got money, you want to spend it, you got to be quick. Am I official co-streamer for China? No, this is an off-the-books one. I'm trying to get some kind of drops arranged or something like this so we can move from this sort of back alley co-stream into the beautiful light of day. But we're not there yet. Oh, wait. Now we have more than 30 seconds. But I put 30 seconds on the clock. Damn it, Chen. You tricked me.
对面不想 A 不过哦，对我这边其实压力并不会给的特别大，因为你不管是卡西迪还是自己家的这个西格玛，反而这个阵里面手最长的是物子。西格玛跟卡西迪这两个。
Can you resume the pred? No, it doesn't have an option, unfortunately.
它可能在某些环境下才会有一个有效输出。
Yeah, the only way I can do it is I can like cancel it and then we can all do it again. If there's enough people who want it, we can do that. I don't know how long the pause is going to be.
安娜物子这个，除非黑影能把害哉黑了，不然杀不动害哉。
对，
就说白了，你打坦克最有效的还是缠压塔。
对，尤其在这个位置上。但是如果说你要拿缠压塔的话，对于自己的这个准度有要求了。队伍里面有没有人可以去打缠压塔这个位置？因为缠压塔这个英雄在职业比赛里面一定是他的。
You got in? Yeah. We'll take it as it comes, then.
再加上他的一伤球，一伤球给到队伍，给到对面挂上去之后，队友能不能再去把激活打出来，这个也很重要。因为我们再看今天的第一场比赛，对吧？我们看到对面在挂破坏给破坏球挂一伤之后，他们的激活效率其实是非常夸张的。所以对于职业队伍来讲，一伤球挂上之后能不能把激活打出也是一个问题。当你的英雄的手不够长的时候，你比如说我们刚刚看到
黑影，
对黑影、卡西迪、西格玛，你的这个
I was away for a package and preds are over. Oh yeah, it's because the map was just starting Fargate. But then they tricked us. I mean, this is gonna... I feel like we're in a situation where we need like an unbelievable turn of fortunes here for Super Levi. Doesn't feel particularly close. Feels like the Genji gap is palpable in favor of Alfari. And honestly, Brendan Fraser, he really is... He's really back. The comeback for redemption, it's fair.
跳你的后排，不管西格玛去击毁其他的位置，还有一种就是打正面的。那这两种东西，不管你怎么去选，其实你都要给一套答案出来的。
能打西格玛的太多了，但是就是很容易打不好，因为西格玛。
I'm surprised we've not seen them target Hazard at any point, because we know Jaya is sort of coming in, not really as a tank player. Only played Hazard so far, and hasn't banned Hazard once. Havana itself will be a harder map for the Hazard here, but it does feel like we've missed a trick. Obviously, you know what they say about spinning narratives. We've not actually spun any narratives yet, though, about China and the quality of their bans. So we'll wait and see, but question marks for sure on Super Levi. Might be saving for map 4. The problem is now this is the last time Super Levi get to pick the ban or pick the first ban. So if Little Sheep want, even if they lose this map, they could just protect ban tank on the next two.
还有一点就是说，我西格玛打的是有效还是无效伤害？因为如果是无效伤害，他的只能用大招来做事的话，其实西格玛也没什么用。现在看到在比赛里面打的比较好的西格玛，基本上
We'll go direct to the source.
所以你在这种
Are you guys good at banning stuff?
西格玛跟
Find out.
的卡西迪需要在这时候做事情。当然，我们刚刚看他们还带了一个物子。如果物子可以在侧线偷很多伤害的话，那又是另外一回事。
哎，我 我觉得打他们的这个伤害不高的西格玛阵容，有个英雄超厉害，
什么？
国潮。你想想厉不厉害？就是。
Pardon me, sorry. I didn't get enough sleep last night.
我就一个盾，等我扎俩高能了，我戳那个西格玛随便戳。
对，西格玛只要一退，后排就露出来了。后排露出来的话，就可以给资源往前面打。
就扎俩加原石就好了，就很简单。
就看一下他们怎么来选的。但是呢，现在因为游戏暂停，我们不知道到底发生什么事情，所以说要稍微等一下。
哎，这个 Little Ship 之前在预选赛的最后一轮跟 Team 叉叉有一场对战，然后这一次又分在同一个小组，而且
seems like we get an elongated break here.
很有可能 Little Ship 要跟 Team 叉叉争这个小组第2。
对，所以这点还挺关键的。但是目前为止看下来 ，Little Ship 他们今天的表现其实非常不错的。当然，还是比较担心什么Levi他们现在一个状态的，因为已经打了2张图，目前为止没有看出来就是有特别好的一个对。
A big Billadeng believer. Yeah, I'm a Billadeng believer.
场间就是在比赛中间，其实并没有去做解决，对吧？我们看看在第1场比赛，你 RC。
Ooh, update. Remember last time I was asking chat whether I should buy a car? I bought it. Congratulations. Nice, San. What did you get? I don't know about cars, so I don't know how to react, but I'm happy to hear the name of a car. Here's the body pillow. You found it? Good. Here it is. Wait. What's Admiral doing with Landon's wife?
但是语言交流是一方面，跟队伍的配合是一方面，
对，
可能很难把 pressure 的。
What's Sparker doing with Landon's wife?
实际的团队表现。
好，我们看
Landon's right there as well.
开始了，在阵容上的选择的话，防守方确实是定下来安娜加上雾子的一个组合。
Poor Landon.
看一下。
Oh, wait, are we back? We're back.
换了，来了，扎俩来了。
专业分析，
对，
国潮来袭。
All right, let's lock in. All right, here's something that Zarya we were hoping for. So I told you they like Zarya, guys, and this definitely 100% proves my point.
哦，这个还是要给前排压力。
好像也能量不是很多。
对，那这个阵容其实说实话，如果防
Okay, so Sigma, so Pressure's going to remain in, going to be playing Sigma here. It's going to be a Sombra cast here for Super Levi on the defense. Hack comes through into Alpha Yi.
先等等看。
Alfari. No, they're different people. Now the nade through onto the Sigma and the Zarya is going to bully it. Suzu comes through, defensive nade as well. Pocket, cooldowns, everything invested into Pressure to keep him alive. But now a fully talked Jaya is looking to move forward with this next bubble. And is it going to have a lot of resistance here? Both of these DPS have found opening picks. He can walk through full beam. Jeremy and Jimmy have got some trades, but the cart's rolling this entire time. Jaya doesn't have the perk yet to jump higher. So won't be able to hunt down Jimmy, so Jimmy can maybe get a late touch if he wants here, but I don't know if it's worth it. They're walking out a little bit, hack onto the back line. Virus goes wide, but the back on the Winston, the pressure swap coming through, good into the Zarya, now the bubble off and any remaining heals. And all of a sudden, it was worth a touch for retake is good. Killing the Zarya means the energy is going to be reset as well, so it's going to be a slower start now on this next fight for Little Sheep. Valuable time, valuable depletion of energy, because now look at Tomato's ult, we're looking very close in this nano, slightly ahead of Kim. We'll see if Super Levi here choose aggression, essentially, because they're coming up to a nano blade timing here, Little Sheep. Oh, Jeremy takes the whale down as they walk in, dive onto the backline here, Pressure can't find those kills. They have separated the Zarya. How deep has this Zarya gone? Jaya has gone across the map. He's crossed all of Havana to try and get on this backline, but it's a one-way trip. In reality, it probably feels like an overuse for High Noon and the Nano. Do they really need both? I mean, they deal with that dive, but look at the ult back now for Little Sheep. This is going to be brutal. Nano Blade, Grav, Overclock, EMP to start the fight off. Though before anything, they try and blade in response. Alfari finds one, deflects that. Can he kill the cast? Can't quite kill the cast. The pocket from Tomato was good. Jeremy lives, but here comes Jaya. Now Jeremy dies, and they will be able to finish it off thanks to Jaya in the end. And honestly, they actually only used Blade for that, so one ult for one ult trade to win that fight. Efficient from Little Sheep. They're trying to chase down this Sombra, but once again, Jimmy has given them the slip. And does this mean there's another late touch on? Pressure is back already and getting close to Primal. Might just be a grab to finish the point. This touch is going to be so hard. They've got a Sombra on the back line here. 4% away from it. Overclock has been used. Pressure's going to die just short of that one. And the Overclock with a little bit of help from a Nano Boost.
没办法。
We'll get him over the
会有
line.
这边主要次要威能是点了这个开大的时候能量上限到150，那这个威能点出来配合激素的概念
Going back
就
to
是打
spawn.
身体
What are we swapping here?
感觉
Cass?
要换了。
Yeah, Cass swap here. Obviously, remember Cass also a hero touched by the hotfix patch, feeling a little bit stronger now, and we're seeing it creep back into a lot of these compositional choices from teams today. Primal available for pressure, Beat to keep going, but his grab is such a pain, but Beat won't save him from it. Sleep onto pressure, oh, it just gets the Primal off as well. Ray has been used from Kasari as they keep pushing forward, staying in that Ray. Don't have eyes on pressure right now. Where is he going with this Primal? They've lost the Sombra behind, it was just a disengage from pressure. They have the Beat for this next push, but Jaya still has the grab. Difficult to take this Beat push to try and find value, but also not get grabbed. Bubble onto Alfari. Keeping them pinned in this right-hand side. Nade is huge, actually. 3 of them are going to get caught. Jaya tries to walk forward, but can't find the final blows. Has this grab, though. Knows the backline is close, looking for it. Beat push comes out, catches everyone in it. Do they have the kills? Defensive Nano sleep onto Alfari as well. No kills out of it. They survive, and they kill Alfari after the sleep. Pressure can leap forward. Defensive Nano, defensive Beat. Helps him survive the grab. And now Pressure is trying to clean up. The bubble's actually good from Jaya there. Will save his but sacrifices himself, and Pressure's actually good for all the cleanup in this one. And Super Levi win an important fight. They win the grab fight. Should be one of the hardest ones for their comp to win, but they won it. And now they have an EMP. They've got choices if they want to go early. Want to save it to punish the engage. Jaya's going to make the swap over onto Hazard here. Alfari looking for this Sombra there. Aware of the EMP timing, it's going to come in though. It catches everyone. The nade is good from Tomato. And a nice, easy, clean EMP hit from Super Levi and the gang. That's the old backburnt drive for Super Levi, though. You get a Brig swap from Kasari as well. A bit more durable of a backline now, the Ana Brig.
但是黑影是长枪卫经常去打的，而且吉米之前也打很多。
对，而且他们刚开这个团的
Double DPS ult and a Nano for little sheep.
没有拖到特别后面。
吉米这个黑影至少感
Could
觉
just be a Nano Blade.
哎，怎么这
Cool,
8人
that's me.
呢？
Coming through, Nano Blade is going to be used. Deflect there onto it. Sends it back. It's a good one from Alfari. He's been good for the Blades all day. Will turn around and deal with the Winston. Kills it even before Whale can pull the trigger on that high noon. There is a Sombra behind. Jimmy will live again. No matter what seems to happen in the fight, Jimmy always finds a way out of trouble. They're coming back with a Nano and a Primal as well here, so actually a really reasonable retake, as long as they can get the touch. See a Casco in bottom left as Pressure tries to walk top. There is a sleep there as well. Wall comes through. Pressure onto this Primal. Jimmy gets a kill in the back though. Ever elusive. Jimmy good for it. Pressure now cleaning up with this Primal. Wants to try and catch the Brig. He's lost the Brig, but the Brig will be dying regardless. And now with 20 seconds left on the clock, this hold is starting to look very good for Super Levi. They've got Nano for the last fight. They've got a high noon to make the touch as awkward as possible. Jump in, hack. Oh, they catch Whale again. Just a good dive, a classic 3-2-1. The Nano comes out the sleep for high noon. Jimmy's going to hit the hack as well. Virus is good. And they found a bit of success here, Super Levi. The dive was the answer. The Havana dive.
他们现在找到银团的感觉，我说这个很重要，因为他们在前面两度并没有找到银团的感觉。
是这招哈瓦那选出来，哎，然后再加上黑肉半保了 T 位，然后再加上这个更换也很及时，第一波团输完立刻换温斯顿，
对，
这一切的就是战术合理了。
是，
然后你的选手发
No perk UI on top. Unfortunately, not Molly Demon. No, it is something. I think a few people have fed back to Blizzard how it would be cool if there was just something. Some kind of indicator here or something, what perks they'd selected. So it's a bit easier to see the whole selection process at once. So hopefully that is introduced at one day. When is Soup? Starts the weekend of the 5th.
从来没有想到吉米的黑影会在有一天在比赛里面起到这么大的作用。
练出来了。算是吧。
行，防守的话。
So alright, pretty reasonable out of that. We're going to give Azario on the defense here as well. So don't be surprised if you see Super Levi swap straight back onto that Winston once they see the comp in play from Little Sheep here. First point attack will probably be the trickiest one for them in terms of finding Winston value. The nice thing about playing Winston into Azario is it means you don't just have to do some of the classic Winston stuff where you just try and set up 3-2-1 dive for backline like we saw Jimmy and Pressure doing on the defense there. It means you can also just go for bubble rotations on the Zarya. Poke the Zarya a bit. Force a bubble. Jump. Put your bubble behind that Zarya. More pressure on the Zarya. Maybe you kill her. If you kill her, great. If you don't kill her, well, we're taking the map. So expect that to be how this fight starts, especially until we get to the nano turns here. So Jaya just has to be careful positioning-wise. He doesn't leave himself vulnerable in a position he can get too split off from his Ana Juno at the back here. For now, the cart will roll forward for free and Nate will catch Jeremy, but Tampa's actually going to be the one who falls. Bit of a disaster start here. Now they're going to walk forward as a result. Whale trying to put more damage into pressure here. And force him into a quick reset. Bubble is good, actually. Gets Whale out of that one. Now we're going to reset and go again. They have done more damage here so far, Little Sheep, but it actually might work against them because Tomato is going to have the faster nano. Still 38% away, though. And for now, just trading at the choke. Bubble ready. Eyes on the back line here, just building ult. They're actually playing it super slow just for nano. Now dive in from pressure. Still 10% short of this nano, but there's that separation. The bubble behind the Zarya just about finds the defensive nade in time, Kasari. But now the nano is nearly available. 6% to go for Tomato. They're trying to swing. Jaya has just one bubble right now. Nano is available. Kasari is caught up a little bit here. Jaya's going to try and be aggressive. Doesn't find anything. Now it comes through. Nano is he's anti. He doesn't get the nano boost healing. They need to top up pressure before he can go. He's just going to try and zap through the Zarya, but disaster nano coming through from Tomato. The anti-nade from Kasari just puts it on the back foot. Jeremy now has high noon if they want to keep swinging. Will high noon, but it's out in the open. Easy for Brendan. Pressure's going to dive in and try and find a trade. Tomato is on hit the sleep and is on the run. Pressure's going to try and jump out, but Tomato's gone in the other way. Tomato's deep behind enemy lines. Where are we going, Tomato? Oh, quick reset here. Disaster nano timing. And they've won that without the use of any ult here. Little Sheep. 2 ults down the pan for Super Levi. And now Little Sheep, if they manage their ult economy correctly, they might just have enough to close out the game and get the full hold, honestly. Pulse bomb available for Alfari. Keeping eyes on this left-hand flank. The bubble comes in. Again, just trying to separate this Zarya, but the flashbang of a way out. The Ray comes through, but this Ray is going to get no value as well. And all the good work Super Levi did on the defense to put themselves in this very winnable position. It's all going to waste. It's all for naught. They have looked blunt on the attack. Failed executions on all 3 of their ults so far. And Little Sheep haven't had to use anything. Tampa is gonna... It was a Zen, now it's a Kiri. Can follow pressure in a little bit more here. TP into the dives. Jimmy has the EMP ready to go. We'll have to wait for his next cloak. Timer on the clock, looking for it. Might just hit the Zarya here. Hits the Zarya, comes around the corner. Jaya trying to live, trying to get the bubble. Does get it. Nano comes out defensively. It was onto Whale though, but it's more than just defensive now. Whale has walked forward, got 2 kills with it. Oh, loses the duel with Jeremy actually. Jeremy will get traded back out, but trades will favour the attackers here. They can take this first part of a walk up for free. The problem is they're down to 40 seconds on the clock, and Little Sheep, they still have this grab, this Ray. Grab high noon could be a brutal combo as well. Look at Jaya. Holding close, stalling it out. Conscious that bubble might get dropped behind. Now the Ray comes in, trying to walk onto kills. Defensive bubble onto his Ana. Primal now coming through from pressure as well. Looking for a grab here, Jaya, but can't find anything. Getting Primaled in, so we'll grab just to lock up the Winston. Pressure will get taken down. Wanted to juggle Bazaria in, but we'll just get traded. We're down to 15 seconds, remember, as well. Late kills are going to be brutal, but Jaya actually goes too far. An opening for Super Levi. They've been struggling on the attack, but attack def. This is the option. Pressure's going to be back much faster. They can walk up. They have nano. High noon to take a bit of space. They kind of already had for space. It was a wasted high noon in the end. The nano's going to be the key one, though. Whale has a high noon back. Not investing it yet. Pressure's just bubbled and then taking the high ground. They're dealing with Alfari behind. We'll get back to the mini. Kitsune rush now on Poitsigi going forward. Tomato is positioned to the opposite side of the map of the Tracer here, just to create distance. Now the nano through onto the Sojourn. Jimmy's going to go straight through. Why don't you just play double hit scan, they said? Maybe they should have been playing double hit scan. Jimmy gets the nano, gets free. They give themselves a first point cap, and all of a sudden this map, it's all to play for again.
啊，不装了，打上枪了。
演的不
Coming back, Kasari has the
但
nano.
说实话，其实
哎呦，嚯！
They have a late kill onto Alfari as well, so we'll get some decent little bit of free push on this first part. No ults just to go with again yet, Super Levi,
他的
but
前点
a very important opening for them.
其实他自己
Now they can position, they've got Jimmy on the front foot here. Pressure's actually just going to catch one beforehand. Kasari dies before they get that nano off.
这个前压
Pressure will trade their life for it, so maybe not worth big picture.
踢倒了这个车子，其实推到这个
Jimmy's still going to be on the high ground. A bubbled Genji is going to make his life hard, though. Now they've got the Genji to pair with this comp here. It's a good adaptation from Little Sheep. Now this Genji can take all these bubbles, put a lot of pressure on this double hit scam. This is the downside of double hit scam. You've got a lot more people to pocket. They've got a lot less individual survivability than most of the flex DPS casts. And now Fari is going to take down another one again. Takes down Jimmy on the flank. Defensive nade to heal up pressure. They're trying to get out of here. Jeremy finds the trade, actually. A couple of times now as Whale walks forward to press the advantage. He loses the duel to Jeremy, and it provides openings for Super Levi, who now have both hit scan ults and the Primal ready to go. Pressure bubbling off for Zarya, forcing Jaya to take a step back. High Noon going on the left right now. Bit of space for Jeremy. Can he find anything? No. Little boop out, trying to put him into the danger zone. Bubbles will protect him. Nano has been used defensively, and Pressure's just going to get out of there. They have the Nano to repush this high ground in a second, but Jaya walking forward nearly has the Grav. Tries to find the last bit of the Grav. Can't find it. 97%. Nano, oh, he looked for Grav. It's gone right past Jimmy. Oh, disaster from Jaya, but his DPS are doing it. The Ray comes through. Threw it right over his shoulder. They get the kills anyway. The DPS bail out the missed Grav. 30 seconds left on the clock. Super Levi fighting for their lives on this one, and Tomato's going to die in spawn. They trade Alfie out, and actually Giant might get caught again. Wait, has it happened again? Little Sheep have over-pushed and opened the door. All of a sudden, look where the yellow box is. They need to stay and fight. Pressure is low, thankfully, so Little Sheep can buy a little bit more time. Jimmy back on the venture. Kitsune rush on point. They're hunting down this cast. They need kills with this Kitsune rush. Nothing's come through just yet. Bubble onto the high ground. Blade coming out from Alfari, trying to turn it. Jeremy back in, deflect to finish it. Eyes on the Kiri, TP away. Only one kill, Jimmy's traded it out. Sleep on point onto pressure right now. Alfari onto the right hand side. Eyes on Viana, Tomato is looking at him. Sleeps himself! Alfari finds the important kill. He's coming back to point. Kim is still alive. Alfari, the clutch. Little Sheep, hold on. Ooh. Scary, scary situation for Little Sheep. Twice they nearly lost points, even nearly lost the map from overpushing. But Alfari, even that Grav, remember that Grav Giant missed? Alfari finds kills in that fight off screen. Alfari really is the saviour for Little Sheep in so many of these situations.
前压，但是压得太过于前，被对面找到机会了。不管是 A 点 Jeremy 这边反杀机会，
我们
可以看到扎利亚跟源氏前压的时候给了对面的机会。就是说可以在这方面再去。
So Little Sheep, that was a scary one. They hold on there. And it does make you ask a little bit as well of, should we not have tried to force him off Hazard a little bit earlier? I'm gonna go grab a drink and stuff. So I'll give you an ad break for a few minutes, and then we can hop back in for our final series of the day. My memory fails me, but Liquipedia won't. Blade versus CC. So I don't think Blade was a team we actually saw play in the regular season, so we'll learn about them together. Here are the rosters. Team CC you'll probably be more familiar with. Hyoquin, if I'm saying that right, that's Super Rich, whose name you might be familiar with. Pineapple, Farway, Gaga, Insane, Kaneki, maybe all names you've heard of as well before. But for now, let me get a drink, and then we can talk about that a little bit when I'm back.
这主要是因为对面打了一个扎利亚。
扎利亚，对对对，也是给了机会。但是说实话，其实害哉我们也看到他们在做进攻的时候，面对到对面这个阵容，确实没办法，他害哉拿不出来，铁拳拿不出来，有黑影在，有卡西迪在，还有一个安娜在，3个控制放在那边。对于现在机动坦来讲，除了像温斯顿稍微好打一点之外，其实其他位置没有那么舒服的。好的，那么我们这边的这场比赛就已经全部结束了，大家千万不要走开，我们马上回来。
欢迎来到分析席，我是小生。
Hello， 大家好，我是小兔，
我是决斗。
啊，没想到啊，这场比赛也是一个3比0结束。但是我不得不说啊，这打的还是蛮接近、蛮焦灼的。
其实想到了，其实在赛前我真不是马后炮，我其实昨天就 觉得可能是3-0，但是为什么呢？还是想给基米一点鼓励嘛，因为这个班子是他从就是新人里面挑出来，然后慢慢磨合、慢慢组出来的。现在国服的话，其实也真的是国服回归了，也是希望有更多的新人可以加入起来，有一些更多的新鲜血液。其实这2支队伍都有蛮多的新人在的，我们也有可能看到很多未来新生代的力量，就是从这2个队伍的班子里面出来的。
泪目了。
你18岁你不去打吗？
不是，那我就
你为什么不去奋战？你为什么坐在这里？
我说一下，我赛前叫的鸡哥，但是看了2把原式之后，该叫什么填空弹幕自己来填。
那我们也是就着回放来再次回顾一下这场比赛。其实，在前2张地图的时候，确实是看到了很多可惜的点。我们还说第3张地图，利维尔班这边打到了一个双长手，是把最终形态给他打出来了。
对，其实 leadership 的话，我一直觉得，因为他们之前假牙也是 C， 他们3个 C 在去做轮换，我一直觉得他们这支队伍。这3个 C 位都非常的厉害，就是能秀的能秀，准度也是很准。包括他们的英雄池也特别的深。然后我其实没有想到，假如在来到其实我昨天晚上也偷偷看他打那个坦克，在亚服打坦克，然后我看了一下，真的他的这个就转到坦克位置上之后，没有什么太多问题，而且能跟队伍的这个配合就是打得很默契，所以我觉得小杨这支队伍还是蛮有潜力的。
对，因为我们去年的时候，我跟九朵解说过假牙的一个平台赛，当时他是打的 C。然后我们当时还赛后采访过他，然后当时也是说，哎，希望未来有机会能在职业赛场上看到你。然后今天我们就在守望先锋冠军系列赛的国服赛区看到他了。然后他是从 C 转到了一个 T， 但是我们感觉表现也非常的不错。
是，你看我几分像从前啊，真的是一个非常灵活且自由的一名选手。而且可以看到小杨在经历了这个 T 位的一个轮换之后，并没有对他们的队伍造成很大的一个影响。我得说，今天的3场比赛也给我们展现出来了不同的一个打法风格。你说地面马也能玩，机动阵马也是非常能玩的。
对，
之前有一点担心，因为他们队伍其实从之前的线上赛到现在，人员上面有很大的调整。本来我对这支队伍是有一点担忧的，因为有大量的一些人员调整，就不知道他们重新一起组合、重新一起磨合打得怎么样了。但从今天的比赛结果来看，还是不错的。
对，其实还要看一下他们后续的比赛会不会对他们的英雄池去造成一定的冲击，因为我们从目前看下来，就是可能会存在的问题，我们刚刚也聊了嘛，在坦位的这个选择上面，因为其实我看他的第一视角看过，比如说他可能会拿D.Va，包括今天的比赛害灾，包括扎利亚。但是如果说真的来到后面更高强度的比赛的时候，因为有 Hero Ban 把他这几个已经暴露出来的这些英雄池给ban掉之后，他能不能去拿出，比如说像温斯顿可能现在比较主流的这种坦位出来，其实我还是比较关心的。
其实也可以有保护ban这个说法吧。
对，
所以说也要来看一下小杨他们的这个战术安排到底是侧重在哪一面。而今天 Super Levi。Your
Copers once again beats Career at Land, don't worry.
其实我个人觉得
If they can just trick Falcons into one more dive mirror with the Hambinson, they might just be okay.
WCS 之后就是有练，
干嘛？看到原式笑什么？
笑什么？
有点忍不太住了，见谅。
之前其实我得替他说一句，之前16进8的时候，他
Yeah, that's probably a reasonable estimate for time.
就是跟集火也好，在侧翼
Easy win for Team CC, hopefully.
该做的
Probably feels like a reasonable bet, doesn't it?
去看他的视角，其实做得非常好。我觉得来到
There's at least a bit of excitement there. Maybe it was caused more by little sheep
强度上等等的都
overextending into
再加上
spawn.
我们的补丁嘛，肯定会有所一些变化。像是卡西迪现在的就是多数的上场，我们刚刚也聊到了，就是卡西迪在这场比赛当中也发挥了一些至关重要的。
Korea is fucking stupid, and then China wins. Like normal though, yeah. Like they do have a history. I mean, Crazy Raccoon, Falcons. I think the gamble's good. They're not going to back down, are they?
你环境不好，你一把刀上去，确实很容易砍队友的。
Probably closer to 20 minutes. We're on like not complete, not like as fast as NA and EMEA rolling schedule, but we're rolling a bit faster. If Han Vincent consumes Gushway, it's all over.
有聊到威尔这名选手的这个瞄准，我觉得
It's alright. We explain Han Vincent theory in the newest episode of Uncoachable. If you want to watch that episode of Uncoachable right now, you actually can't. But if you want to watch it right after the stream, you can.
Am
I going to China? No, not going to China, no.
虽然我打天梯的时候也。
I'll be co-streaming at home. I've got a few plans for it though, so stay tuned. I think we'll do a big co-stream.
先班后班的一个
Big
说法，
co-stream
如果先
here
手班
instead.
把对方的先手班，一般就是会选择先搬对面一个体系。
嗯，
那如果把这整个体系给搬掉了，所以现在对于强队来说，每张地图都会练2个体系，就是你搬不完。对强队来说，你每张地图一定要练2个体系，就怕万一对面先手班把你体系里的一个核心给搬掉，那你还有另外一套可以来应对。
Marbles? Yeah, sit at home and play marbles all weekend. That's probably the same as going to China, right? I've not been to China myself, but most people I know who have been tell me it's a pretty similar experience as just playing marbles in your room all weekend. So I think we'll be able to get
对，因为我
an
们可以
authentic
看到今天
experience.
虽然是3比0，但是第3张地图是2边打的最焦灼的，最后其实也就差了一点点。
一个问题是，我觉得是吉米首先拿到了长短枪，其次就是扎利亚，他其实对位
Once again, it's such an unfair team. China's a really weird region, right? Because if you think about North America and EMEA, even Pacific and Japan, I think fall into this category where there's like a top team or a team that are expected to be favourites, but the difference between the top teams and some of the other teams isn't normally that big. But it feels like in China, the gap between the once again players and then the next best in a lot of roles is colossal, right? Absolutely colossal. Like, bear in mind when we're talking about some of the players here on like Rock, and bear in mind they've used Choice A1 as their Korean import here, as we get a Brendan Fraser MVP, and the Oscar goes too. We're talking about Levi versus Choice A1 here, in terms of flex DPS. Like next to each other in the rankings, right? But there's a big gap between those two positions.
数据上来看，我给不到大家很多的这个参考，但是从
Yeah, I think that's an you and Lexer are probably closest.
有点夸张，他那个他只打爆头，我发现了。
Everywhere else, it feels like the drop off is pretty significant.
我觉得他的准度很大程度上会影响到就是 Super Levi 他们的一个黑影体系、黑影的一个渗入，其实真的会特别的难。如果说他黑影一直
Well, MVP probably feels reasonable enough.
其实黑影那个位置在前排。
I was gonna say, but I think Alfari would have been a really reasonable shout as well.
其实 Super Levi 他们有机会，但是就差那么一点点的伤害，实在是
对的，
做不到。
我们看到有这个，比如说
China has to make more talent again. I feel like there is a chance for some type of catch up, right?
我觉得
Before the stage we're at now in the regular season, we had the top 16 last weekend, but the weekend before that we had the Open qualifier, the Chinese Swiss, and there was 500 to 550 teams in that. So the player base is there after the game has been brought back to China. But these things take time. These things take a lot of time.
因为其实刚刚看到数据，在双边的这个输出量其实差了应该只有1000多总的输出量的情况之下，我有注意到，小杨那边其实辅助线一直是在做一个补伤害的动作。
Don't doubt Dia. I'm doubting the
其
Dia.
实从这个角度出发的话，它能反映出就是首先
Lexer is not in once again. No, it's Mew now has replaced Lexer, and Lexer is on. Let me get this the right way
哪
around.
怕就是你
He's
拿
on
到就是
Rocky
说白了
Sports.
说简单一点，就是你哪怕玩安娜和布里吉塔之后，再
And
加
Shaver
上
Ross
现
as
在
well,
有
we
这个
wait.
威能系统之后，大家的
Oh,
辅助特别是
thank you,
辅助的
Space
输出
Jazz.
都有提高。对
Feels
啊，
like
布里
only
吉塔
last
它这
month
个威
we
能，
were
它也可以把人
celebrating
贴在墙
13
上，有
months.
增加伤害，然后
Time
安娜
sure
有这个
foes
爆头威
fly.
能，有这个
Hugging
激
face
素威能，
emoji.
就不管你现在玩什么，包括
都可以超雄。
Thanks for reading the
包括
emoji out,
朱诺
Brian.
它还有一个就是打人可以爆头的这个威能。
Funny that, isn't
它
it?
都可以去做一个补充输出的这样的一个选择，特别是你来到比赛之后，自己的后排在没有压力的情况下，这个东西会被无限放大。
对的。
所以就是方方面面的，如果说你是一个优势的状态，滚雪球会滚得。
Do you head in the chat? Yeah.
说到安娜的话
Were you a day one Dia fan?
奶位唯一
The
支援位唯一有
distant
改动的就是安娜
distant
平时的
past
CD
of
加
the
了
early
2秒，然
Overwatch
后
League.
自我给激素的那个时间减了2秒，从8秒到了6秒。其实，在之前我们会觉得这个对安娜会有一点影响，但是其实
Why do you make for
在
WoW
会
so
发现
sarcastic?
登场率还是高。
I don't know.
说实话还是
Maybe it's just
所以
being made to work on a Thursday. Abnormal for Brian.
选手
Doesn't appreciate the extra shift.
哦，给到了我们非常准的枪男，我有选手。
Hello。
Oh, here's Brendan
那
Fraser.
个先来做下自我介绍吧。来到了我们这一次的比赛，也拿到了 Player of the
You know,
Match
a classic gamer situation here. Just a darkened room by himself.
是 Little Ship 的长枪。
你好，你好，
你好，你好，
你好，
获得本场比赛胜利，拿到了 Player of the Match， 有什么感想要说的吗？
很开心，
正常发挥吧。
哦，就是哎，就是很正常，就是平平淡淡打了几枪头而已。那其实也想问一下，就威尔选手，你在比赛当中使用到卡西迪，你对于因为现在有新的一个威能体系出来，你对于卡西迪的一个威能选择有什么能跟我们分享的吗？
威能选择，因为第一个威能2级威能，它那个左边那个6连可以爆头，它不能一直6连了，你要自己一个一个点，所以我感觉那个没什么用。我都是点右边那个50一道的那个。然后3级威能我就是点那个爆头减3秒 CD。
Oh, you can translate.
那个。
Okay, I'll crank the volume for you.
你的选择跟前枪男朵子哥一模一样，果然枪男之间的惺惺相惜。
我们枪男有心灵感应的，你知道吗？
对，那朵子有什么问题要问吗？
其实我是觉得说，因为来到了一个新的补丁之后啊，我们今天也看到，因为今天是第一个比赛日，今天确实也看到了很多选手在拿出这个卡西迪。那从你的角度来讲，我就围绕着这个英雄去问一下吧。你的角度来讲，这个卡西迪现在的这样的一个强度，能作为这个阵容上的一个核心选择吗？
可以搭配毛妹朱诺做一个阵容体系，就是硬保麦克雷资源拉满的那种可以打。
就是他其实是能够吃，
就跟索杰的玩法其实差不多，就是他的那个，可能手比索杰要短一点，但是伤害会高一点。
好的，那也是非常感谢 Will 选手来接受本次赛后采访，再次恭喜你拿到了本场比赛的 Player of the Match， 希望你在之后的比赛当中能够发挥的越来越好，谢谢，
加油加油啊，拜拜。
其实
好开心看到一个
小将，
对国产年轻小将。
我说真的，就是 FPS 游戏的准度，有的时候真的就是年纪越小的选手，他真的有的时候会更厉害一点。你说呢？
Couldn't agree more with Whale.
我现在快30了，但是也不差。
I mean, he was pretty convincing. Asked him, "Are you happy because you won?" He said, "I feel normal." Asking about some Cassie perks, blah blah blah. He is viable even with Sojin so strong. I think he said, "Yeah, okay."
12岁的时候跟金木一起拿了 OTS 冠军，30岁的九朵跟小兔一起坐在评论席。
Unfortunately, no matter what country, what nation you call your home, a hit scan player is a hit scan player.
很久没有国内的比赛了嘛，然后也不说第一次嘛，就是在我们官方的正式的比赛里面，我觉得在看到年轻的小将上来之后，
我真的很
欣慰，对，就是后生可畏的。
The replace for Widow, they had I think it was Widow and Mercy on the desk earlier, on the casting desk.
也是要面对一个强者OA 啊，我记得如果没错的话，那非常期待他们之后的一个表现和发挥。我们接下来今天的比赛还没有结束哦，马上将为大家带来的是第3场比赛。
Maybe they're just rotating them around. Even a cast, yeah, I can see a cast meta. I feel like the most likely thing to happen, just on the surface, is probably Ram replaces Malga in a lot of situations. It's probably just less powerful overall as well. I think Ram's perks are actually quite good. I think there's a chance that Ram was actually pretty viable in this entire time, really, but people were just leaning harder into the Malga. Cass v Sojin, I could see it being a pretty even split. Maybe becomes a bit more map dependent. I think what's also true is if Cass and Sojin are both viable, the ability to ban any kind of hit scan feels really limited. Because if you ban one, they'll just play the other, and if both are viable enough, then both are viable.
我真是想不通，他平时看人明明挺准的。
是啊。
Yeah, most of the time, if for Cass to be meta over Sojin, I think most of the time it really has to be that just the raw damage is just too superior. It does match up nicer into some of the heroes, right? Like, it matches up pretty nicely into Winston still a lot of the times. It matches up very nicely into Ball, of course. That's the kind of one situation, even in Stage 1, we saw Cass being used, right, as a bit of a counter to the Ball. So I think I think it will find a place.
不久之前，我们截到了这个，刚刚完成解密。我猜你早就看过了。
Cass has shit perks, though. I can't remember what Cass's perks are. Let me do a look
现在
up.
过得很好，Noah，很简单。
Because one of them's just, oh yeah, the quick draw, which is the Famba Hammer shots are individually controlled and can crit for 50% more damage, which is just a bit wank. The Deadeye Refund, did they change that perk as well? They buffed it, I think. But to be fair, the gunslinging one's good, right? Like your primary fire hits reduce combat roll. And the other one's where you get a second flashbang, but that major perk is actually pretty good, I think. What's it called? Gunslinging? Yeah, the gunslinging one's pretty good. It went from 30% to 40%? Okay.
可是我们低估了对方。就在这时
If you put the hammer on scroll, we can do it full speed. Okay, yeah. Is left click and attack viable with a the hammer buff? I don't know, it depends on the range. I still think it's still like, if you're close range, you can do it. If not, you can't. The hammer perk is so wank. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the High Noon refund one is a bit whatever, because High Noon's not a great ult to begin with. But better than nothing, right? It's still not. It's still better. I think the major perk though is actually pretty good for gunslinging. I feel like we've not really seen much of it. But I think it's actually pretty good. It depends if he's raw power with the damage fall off change. If he's raw power is just enough now.
我以前从来没有说过，我加入安全局其实是受你的影响。你在佩特拉斯听证会上的证言。
Don't do that, Transfluttershy. Don't do that. It will just be a tank.
坚持自己认为正确的事并不容易。
Ooh.
我加入守望。
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Because we saw people playing Cass quite a bit on, I don't remember, on Gibraltar anyway, right?
大家却忘了这个初衷。
So I think there's still a place for it.
做正的事我不后悔，但那是我做过最艰难的决定。
Looking through a lot of odds where Cass was used, and the times people get value out of Gunslinger was literally maybe once or twice a map. If you've not won the fight, by the time you've shot 12 times extra, I won't win it for you. I don't know, it feels like it's going to be quite strong now. You get it back really quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a full cast. Maybe not full cast, but we see significantly more. Because really we only saw it versus Ball and on those Gibraltars. I think we can really see a world where it just, a bit like we're already seeing in China really, that people are just playing it kind of everywhere.
7号小队，多伦多遭到了袭击，是归零者。车边的，看好比华丽街和皇后街。等等，什么？楼顶那个，我要全局视野，找出疏散平民的通道。
你是谁 ？Tremblay， 你在吗？我是 Tremblay。按他说的。
Why is the military of the Overwatch universe so useless? Just reliance on superheroes, mate. Get lazy. Winston will solve this one for us, won't he?
卑鄙！下令吧，上尉。
保持通讯畅通，这座城市就靠我们了。
太子，这地方到处都是海力士的人，按理该劝你小心点。
但你知道我不是那种人，是他没跑了。来吧，苏西，该你上了。
记得保护我。
Military or giant fuck off gorilla. I know who I pick. Exactly. Who are you calling in that situation, right? You got those 2 phone numbers in front of you. I know who I'm calling. Ooh, before I forget, I should cut up the VOD.